Welcome to MCs and MVPs. My name is Aramesh, and then we got JT and Jordy up at the top. As per usual, JT is here on time, but he is so. He's been working out, he's been dieting, and he's been doing a great job. So we want to keep his spirits uplifted and keep on encouraging him to keep on pushing to his goal.
And down to 213 right now. The goal is 180.
Hey, keep on pushing, big dog. And Jordy, per usual, he's just happy when people don't piss him off. That's it.
No, he's happy when people piss him off too. I've seen it.
No. We don't want to see that.
I've seen it. I've literally seen this man go. Finally.
I don't think nobody wants to see that version, Jordan.
I mean, it's pretty close to this anyway.
Yeah.
I don't get over the top when I'm angry. It doesn't.
You don't want to see me. You should saw me at work today. Anyway,
I love to see you working your cute little outfit.
Shut up.
As long as you don't do nothing that makes you have to be on the other side.
No, because
Right. I'd like to.
I don't want to
go back.
I'm about ready to choke somebody. I was like, Lord, I just had to keep my composure. I kept it so good.
Lord, give me the strength to not kill a motherfucker today.
Nope, it's give me the wisdom, because don't give me the strength, because you don't know what I'm going to do with it.
All right, there you go. There you go.
For real.
Yes.
That point. Yeah, that one.
Give me wisdom and the ability to forgive this motherfucker.
Like, for real. Like,
I will turn the other cheek.
For real. Ew. But, all right. Since JT wasn't here last week, JT, what game stood out to you?
Man,
or did you even watch any games?
I did. Yeah, I did. Man, I thought it was absolutely crazy. First of all, I started watching the Cowboys game. I had to shut it off because I was like, what the hell is happening?
Oh, trust me. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it.
And then I watched Atlanta squeeze out a win because of Saquon Barkley dropping a pass when he was wide open. There was no one around him.
I said, what game
bobbed right off of his hands.
But what game stood out to you? Because we're not going through all these games.
Well, no. These are the games that stood out to me. I went through 2 so far. Yeah, so I watched those, and I thought it was crazy. The comeback and Kirk Cousins winning by a point and stuff like that. Like,
no, it's not. Kirk Cousins known for doing this stuff.
I just thought, but I just enjoyed that game. You know what I mean? And I'm glad that the Eagles lost.
I'm enjoying the game. Well, guess what?
And then I thought it was crazy that the Lions lost. Man, that was ridiculous.
You know,
like, it was just it was a weird. You said it was a weird week for football.
Yeah, you're right.
Like a weird week for football.
You sure right. That was a weird loss. I was like, yeah, that was weird. That was a weird one. I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So those are the 3 games that really. Because I did not think that the Cowboys were going to lose. I thought the Cowboys were going to walk all over. I completely forgot the team they're just fucking playing. Wow, a brain fart.
Saints.
Yeah, I thought they were going to walk all over the Saints because the Saints are still rebuilding a little bit and stuff like that. And they knew nothing last year. And then week 1, I just thought they played a really bad team in Carolina. You know, so I was like, I'm not that worried about Saints. And then I just saw the Saints, I wouldn't say run over the Cowboys, but they scored almost every single time they had the ball.
Let's be realistic. They ran over. So I'll say they ran over them, dude. Alvin Kamara had 3 touchdowns on the ground.
He's a number 2.
4.
He's a number 2.
4?
I think.
No, he had
4
a catcher.
touchdowns.
He had a catcher, didn't he? He had a receiver.
I'm pretty sure it was 4.
So Alvin Kamara is number 5 receiver right now. He had 3 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns. His average 5.8 yards. He had 115 yards, and he had 20 catches.
Lord.
Or 20 carries. I'm sorry, 20 carries for 115 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Hey, what I say when you called me? I was like, Alvin Kamara ain't been that kind of Alvin Kamara in 3 years. Like he was. He had 1 year where he played like that, and all of a sudden he back.
Right. Well, he's got a better offensive line now. But in what they did with Michael Parsons, they just pushed him off to the side basically. Like they ran right around him.
Well,
they ran almost right at him and pushed him off to the side the entire game. And I'm just like, man, is that the play? Just take Michael Parsons out of the game, and their defense is like, what do we do now?
Well, no, because you weren't here when me and Jordy talked about this, and we talked about this during the off season. They got him lined up. Make sure my mic's on. Yeah, they got him lined up in the wrong position. He's not a defensive end.
Oh, they move around now.
No.
They move him around.
They tried to, but no, he's not. They did not move him around. He was primarily a defensive end, and he got washed down. He was going week 1. He went. I said, who they went against week 1? Who did Cowboys go against week 1?
The Browns.
The Browns.
Yeah, Brown.
They thought he was going to be. They moved around with the Browns, but even in that game, we saw later on. He got tired, wore out because they were still sticking his ass at the end from time to time. He should never put his feet. He should never have his hand in the ground. Never.
I wouldn't say never.
He shouldn't have his hand in the ground.
It would make no sense to say he should never do it. He had like the most pressures last game.
That's against the Browns, though. Look who we talking about. He was against the Browns. He when he goes against these premier tackles, these big money tackles like Larry Tunsil, Trent Williams, and Seth Ford, he cannot line up at defensive end.
Then the point you think you need to be making is they need a different edge rusher. You can't take your leading pressure off the line the whole time.
No,
that makes
what
no
I'm
sense.
saying is he's a middle linebacker. He's an inside linebacker, and he should never have his hand in the ground. That's the point I'm making, and that's the point I've been making since the offseason. He should never have his hand in the ground. He's not a defensive end. He's not an edge rusher. Just because he can generate pressure from time to time, when it's time when the game is on line, he should never have his hand in the ground. He's not a defensive end. He's not an edge rusher. He's an inside linebacker that could bring pressure up the middle. There's a
lot of late game sacks last year that would disagree with you.
When there's a lot of statistics that show that he went against weak offensive linemen, when he went against premier guys, he should have been standing up, and they did not stand him up. This is
right.
just.
So the thing is moving him around. You're saying he should never be down.
I don't believe he's not a defensive end. He's not a defensive end. He should not have his hand in the ground.
If that's the way, now, if you're saying he just needs to be standing up when he rushes off the edge,
he should not be.
Is this a stance issue? You're saying he should never walk up on the line?
What I'm saying is he should never be a defensive end. There should never be 3 linebackers. It should never be him, 2 tackles, and another defensive end, and there should never be 3 linebackers behind him. That's what I'm saying. And it showed. And you could go back to last year, the year before, and all this other great stuff, and you will see when he should not. He's better standing up. Now maybe he should be an edge rush. Maybe he should stand up on the edge at a 3-4 in a 3-4 at times, but he should never be a defensive end with his hand in the ground. And it showed last game. Because when he thought he was about to pass rush, they ran the ball at him, and he got his ass washed, and he got wore down, and he was a no-show. And I'm not saying Michael Parsons ain't a playmaker and game changer. I'm just saying they're putting him in a bad position where he cannot make the plays that he's accustomed to. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I think that they need to use him a little bit better instead of. So, like you're saying, so when you know almost every single time that if his hand's in the ground, that he's going to be coming at the quarterback. He's going to be pass rushing. So why don't they use that as a feint? You know what I mean? Instead of him pass rushing, why don't you just drop him back into coverage to them and have who's the other linebacker right now?
I don't know. Well, you got Overshown and you got I forgot whoever else they have at middle linebacker, but Overshown is the
okay. Then and so have Parsons back out. And have him go into coverage and have Overshown pump up and go in for the blitz. So you're faking one side and then blitzing at the other side.
But what I'm saying is they shouldn't when there's 4 linemen and there's 3, there should never be. If you go to a 3-4, he should never be on the line. That's what I'm saying. To me that's bad positioning because he easily should be that outside. He rather should be that outside linebacker or one of the inside linebackers. Period. Because he can generate pressure. Because he goes back like you just said, Jordy. Like you just said, he's able to generate pressure. He had the most pressures, he was in the top for pressures last year. But he should never, in a 3-4 scheme that Mike Zimmer is accustomed to, he ran it in Minnesota when he was the head coach. He should never have his hand in the ground. No, he should not. That's bad positioning. He should be standing up. He should be an inside linebacker if you're going to do a 4-3. Nah. Tell DeMarcus Lawrence to get his big ass up the field. Tell him, I know he ain't a pass rusher. He's supposed to be a run stopper, but he got to do something. Come on, man. They didn't pay you big money to stop the run. And hell, they didn't even do that against the Saints. Hell, they can't even stop the run. The man had 3 touchdowns. Now, what I would
like to point out is that you both backed off from saying he should never be down. You moved.
He should not have his hand in the ground.
If they're in a 4-3, you were like, oh, they shouldn't do it then. JT was like, oh, well, they could have done this. You can't do that on every play. You can't have him down and fake every play. True. I was saying that you saying he should never be down there.
He should never
have hand in the dirt. Didn't make sense.
Never.
That doesn't make sense.
Never.
Because it's
I never said that he shouldn't be down there.
I stand by what I say. He should never have his hand in the ground. He should never. Period.
I also don't think Dak had a very good game. Neither did CeeDee.
Don't blame this on Dak in the offense.
I'm not blaming it all on Dak in the offense. I wasn't blaming it all. I said they didn't have a good game. Chill the fuck out. Pump your brakes, son.
No, don't blame. This has nothing to do with Dak in the offense. This is all about the defense. Open their legs, worse than a hook on Harry Hines. That's what it is.
You're not wrong.
That's what this about. It's about the
that's
defense.
Insider knowledge I don't have. I don't need to know all that.
But this is what that's about. Now Dak need a running back. He need a running game. Now the offensive line can't freaking get a freaking yard. When Dallas is accustomed to having good offensive linemen, and we talked about this, Jordan, on ours.
Yeah.
But this year, what the hell the offensive line at? When the running game, in the running game of all things, what the hell is the offensive line?
Yeah, they're doing pass blocking pretty well. They're not doing run blocking very well at all.
Yeah, but the thing about the pass blocking is he can't just throw to CeeDee Lamb for freaking 3 hours.
Every single play. Yeah.
He needs somebody else. Tolbert is a fucking no-show. Excuse my language. He's a no-show. He's a no-show.
And Cooks hasn't been playing very well either.
Cooks, you can't run a 9 route every freaking route.
yeah, that's what Cooks is not doing any better.
Like, you got to get another man in there. You got to get another guy in there to take the pressure off CD.
Don't they have Brandon Cooks too?
That's what I'm talking about. Cooks. Brandon Cooks.
No, I'm sorry, not Brandon Cooks. They have another
Dalvin Cook or whatever.
Yeah, Dalvin Cook. He plays a running back. He's injured right now.
Nah, Dalvin Cook don't play for Dallas.
He doesn't.
No, they released him.
I don't think it's Dalvin Cook, but whoever you're talking about, he's an older dude, but he's not. I think right now I don't think it's practice squad, but he's like that in between because he got signed on so late or whatever.
Right, and he's like somewhat injured or something like that. They were talking about he's like on IR or some shit. He's supposed to be coming back in like week 4, week 5, and he's supposed to be the number 2 running back supposedly.
Injured, I think they just straight up like, hey, we got you 2 days before the game. Like,
right. So I think he's supposed to be like coming in like week 3 or week 4, and he's going to be the number 2 running back behind Elliott. So,
but I mean, they already basically said they're doing running back by committee anyway.
Yeah.
The problem is the focus in what kind of running they're doing versus what kind of offensive line they've shown in the first 2 weeks is not conducive. For one, it's a downhill running scheme. That shifting in the pocket thing, that don't work. Like, you got to get upfield north and south. Deuce Vaughn, as much as people like him because they're like he's shifty, that being shifty in 2 feet area don't help you. Like, there's nowhere to go. So like, if you can't hit somebody in their mouth, then you can't be a downhill
But
runner.
I also want to give some props to
Lord,
Derek
you go,
Carr
JT.
these last two games.
Let's-
He's been playing
Lord.
good these last two
You
games,
know,
dude.
JT.
And he might be back. All right, he might be back.
Hold
He might
on.
be back.
Hold on.
Hey, Airman, when we say he had that 1 year, and all of a sudden he back.
He back. Right. No, he had 2 bad years. He had 2 bad years.
No, he's
No, I
talking
thought
about
he had
good
the one good
years.
year.
Oh yeah.
Don't switch what I said. I know what I said.
I'm just saying he looked good. He looked good in the pocket.
Very good.
He looked
His
poised.
first 2 weeks have been phenomenal.
But,
Yeah, he's looked
but
poised
look
in the
who
pocket. He
but
seems like he's
first of all,
comfortable.
I'm sorry, go ahead, JT. I'm sorry.
Well, I was basically done. He seems like he's comfortable. He seems like he's poised in the pocket. He seems like that he's happier now where he's at. I don't know what happened with last year, but I don't know. He did like Brody said. I will say that he had 1 good year in Oklahoma. Or, I'm sorry, not Oklahoma. in Oakland.
Lord, hold on.
Oklahoma.
Y'all
You know,
go-
it wasn't even in Oakland. It was in Vegas. Yeah, it was in Vegas. He had 1 good year in Vegas.
That was in
And
Oakland.
I like Derek Carr as a person. He seems like I've also seen those like fine, I'll do it myself
He's
moments
wrong.
and stuff like that. Huh?
So he just in his draws.
So am I right now. Yeah. So I do want to give my props to Derek Carr. He has looked really good the first 2 weeks in the NFL. I'm excited to see who he's going to do the rest of the weeks and stuff like that. And I hope Alvin Kamara stays healthy and keeps this running a game that he's had the first 2 weeks too. Keeps that going, because if they can keep their running game and their quarterback going, the Saints might be a team this year and we didn't even see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Which I know, like, a lot of people will be like, all right, well, they played the Panthers first week. And then,
Yeah.
well, Panthers was the Panthers. And I was like, all right, well,
Oh, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but do you know how many days it's been since the Panthers have won an NFL game?
I don't care to know.
Dude, it's like 260 something days right now. It is ridiculous. It's almost been a year since they've won a game.
It is what it is. It's like you just gotta let that shit roll to credit.
Yeah, I mean, basically, like you,
None of them look confident. None of them look like they're having fun.
Look.
None of them look like it, which of course you won't be having fun. Like if you go into a game where you're like, hey, we're probably about to lose today, you don't have fun. Like it's
right.
so that's a mentality, a coaching, a culture thing that they just got to figure out a way through that, because they've just been abysmal.
Well,
Like,
they benched him. They benched the poor guy Bryce, yeah, and they about to go with the red rifle. The red rifle ended on. So,
Man, I just thought it was.
and by the way, to your point, Dallas has been horrible against the run since last year.
They've been horrible against the run for a minute, dude. Not just
So-
last year, like for a minute.
So yeah, so to the point, and then plus they did play the Carolina Panthers. I mean, for real, that's like a bye week. God doggone it! Listen, they hung 40 on them jokers and turned around, and they did the same thing on the Cowboys too. But still, yeah, but still, so. They
All right,
only-
so second interesting game that we were talking about.
What you were talking about, Jordan? What's the other interesting games that you found to be
I
interesting?
love you too, Aramis.
he switched that quick too. I
He
was
did.
like,
He
hold
was
on.
like, "Whoa, pumpkin breaks over there. Hang on. You get enough privilege as it is being white." Brody, what do you think?
He's been gone for the last 5 minutes too. He just walked off and then came back. He just oh damn. I watched.
He said you get enough. You so stupid, boy. I tell you the truth.
It was funny.
You fall out in the gym, they call an ambulance. I fall out in the gym, they say I'm loitering.
Wow. Oh,
No, just leave him there. It'll be all right. This happens all the time.
You can't sleep here.
Sir, you can't sleep. I passed out. You can't sleep here.
But yeah, Rams Cardinals. So
Bro,
talk about-
Marvin
talk
Harrison
about it.
Jr., bro. You want to talk about a rookie putting it on?
week 1, Kyler getting all this flack, and they were like, "Hey, Marvin Harrison is like, hey,
It ain't my job to get him the ball. Dude, when he said it ain't my job to get him the ball, I was like, that's your number one job is to get the guys the ball. Like, that's your
like,
job.
Hey, they schemed your ass out this game. I don't know what to tell you, bud.
No, they did. You schemed his ass out the game.
It's like, listen. Until they get me an O-line and I ain't got to run around for 10 minutes every play, I thought they were damn well pleased.
Bro, I did love the meme, though, from week 2 where he was running around for, like, they put a clock on it, like 40 seconds he was running around, something like that. And then he just chucked the ball in the middle of the field, and there, Marvin Harrison Jr. So it just catches it and turns upfield.
And it's just like people will joke about it. It's like, oh, he's down there somewhere. It's like, no, he turned around and saw him. Like, he hit him. And I was like, so...
But it's so funny.
They're like, hey, he's running around. I was like, listen, that dude is not thinking about who he's actually throwing to because he's thinking about not getting sacked most of the time. So when he turns around and sees anyone open, that's who they're hitting. And they're like, hey, well, Marvin Harrison was open downfield. I can't step into a throw right now.
Right.
That man is in the end zone every goddamn play. I can't throw that far right now.
That's what you're supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to step into the throw and take that hit. Take it.
The fuck?
Take it. Take it like your predecessors did.
I mean, we saw that with Jalen.
That's why they go. What?
What? Yeah. You're supposed to step into it and take the hit, man.
That's what he said to the coach. He was like, you gotta step into that. What the fuck?
The fuck?
That's why he ain't who he is.
But I didn't get to watch that game, Brody. So go ahead and tell me more about it. What happened?
Well, it was a blowout. Surprisingly, it was a blowout. Surprisingly.
Yeah, like I know Marvin Harrison had like 3 touchdowns and like 252.
For me, it's like, when are we gonna start giving the Rams the flack that they need?
Right now.
Because I feel like there's so many times where, there's always about what quarterbacks get heat versus which ones don't. And I feel like the Rams have been skating by these last couple years and steadily declining.
Hold up.
And ain't nobody coming at them.
Hold up. They was taking heat. They won a Super Bowl. They did decline, but they also got hot at the end of the season and almost made the playoffs. But boy... do they look
I'm hearing
like
a lot of, well, maybe. Well, they did. Well, they fucking sucked.
Well, I mean, also James Connors, the running back, he had 21 rushes for 122 yards and a touchdown. So that obviously had a lot to do with it too. I mean, the Rams just could not stop the run apparently. And then Matthew Stafford couldn't hit a broadside of a barn, apparently 19 for 27 and only 216 yards. Kyler Murray had a pretty great game, 17 for 21, 266 yards, and 3 fucking touchdowns.
Boy, look,
running 20 yards every play.
Look, Jordan, look, it's amazing what a laptop can do for you. It's amazing what a laptop can do for you.
Is there
Hey, Amos, look up this stat real quick.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, there was that interested me. Ravens starting 0-2.
Bro, the Ravens Oakland game, I got to catch a little bit of that. That was a game that blew my mind. I was like, are the Ravens posers?
I mean, it's just we talked about it week 1. Like that O-line wasn't stacked up to what it was supposed to be. The offense really didn't do much. I mean, until Lamar got loose a couple times, they really wasn't doing much on offense, period, week 1. And then we spoke about whether or not Derrick Henry was actually going to be the boost that they actually needed or wanted. But it's like figuring out how to handle that.
What I tell you, I told you what Derrick Henry gonna be. Y'all didn't believe me. I told you.
I still don't agree with the way he spoke about it. I still don't. Because the way he spoke about it was like he never had a good run. I understand hyperbole, but I was like, nah, you took it too far.
Nah, I said you meet his ass in the hole and you shut his ass down. And everybody been meeting his ass in the hole.
Well, Derek didn't have a bad game. He had 18 carries for 84 yards. That's a really good game and a touchdown. I feel like the main problem was it might have been Lamar. He was 21 for 34. And had a touchdown and interception. I mean, that's not. I mean, especially when Gardner Minshew went 30 for 38, 276 yards. No, but Gardner also threw an interception, so they went 1 for 1 for picks and 1 for 1 for touchdowns. But Gardner's completion percentage was obviously way better. So they were getting more first downs, keeping drives alive.
But what you're not addressing is how terrible Baltimore's secondary looked.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If a quarterback is going 30 for 38, your defense is not playing good football.
No. You can say defense all you want to, but the secondary
is just trash.
I ain't gonna say them trash. They just not playing well. Cause I ain't gonna anybody in the NFL. Now, there's certain people that shouldn't be in the NFL. I get it, but that defense. They got some solid, good players on that defense. Marlon Humphrey is a really good player. Kyle Hamilton is a interesting starting long safety. He's tall and rangy, and he could tackle. And so it's but they can all get exposed in the passing game. I'm just saying. I'm surprised the game that I want to talk about. I'm surprised y'all haven't addressed this one. It's the Cincinnati and Kansas City game.
Dude, Kansas City's paying off the refs right now. For last 2 games, they literally won by. I don't think that was pass interference. I think the defensive player was trying to make a play on the ball.
What are you not?
I thought he was trying to make a play on the ball. I thought the defensive player was trying to make a play on the ball.
The man and hit him upside the head.
Shouldn't have gone the way. He's making a play on the ball. Shouldn't have gone the way.
And it wasn't
if anything,
even
that was
close.
offensive pass interference. If anything, that was offensive pass interference.
The defense has every right to the ball that the offense does.
Exactly.
But he went through here. It wasn't even close.
The offensive player the defensive player was in the air first, making a play on the ball.
Even close.
Listen to my argument. Listen to my argument, and then you can say it. Okay, listen to my argument. The defensive player was the first one in the air. The defensive player was the first one in the air, correct?
No.
Or incorrect?
No.
Yes, the defensive player jumped first.
Watch the replay.
God damn it, I gotta watch this fucking replay.
I didn't see the game, and I didn't see the play, so I don't know. So this is all just hilarious for me because you starting off by saying who jumped first makes no fucking sense.
Because
I was just waiting for the rest of the explanation. I was like, he'll start making sense eventually, maybe.
Because
okay. Well, because if the defensive player jumped first and made a play on the ball first, then the offensive player jumped into him and then hit him, causing the pass interference. That should be offensive pass interference, not defensive pass interference like it was called.
But it was not the case. He went through that man well before the ball even got there, and it was the right call. As suck as it was the right call. It was the right call. It wasn't even close. He jumped way so early and ran through that man before the damn ball even got there. Only thing he had to do was just time it a little better, stay down, because it looked like it was going to be an overthrow anyway. Shit, honestly. And they win the game. And then that is not even the big issue of this whole game. The big issue that cost them the game is Jamar Chase being a bitch.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase being a bitch.
It's so close.
Jamar Chase being a big little Jordan. This man talking about hip drop tackle that wasn't even a hip drop tackle. He was whining.
They jump at the exact same time. It's so freaking close.
He was whining and complaining about it, and he started dropping F's, and then of course you know what happened. They threw the flag. He made a good ass play, good catch, got him in position to score a touchdown, but because he was whining and complaining about a hip drop tackle that wasn't a hip drop tackle, got 15 yards out. They ended up kicking a field goal. Dusk only having them up by a few.
Well, I also remember Burrow had to come over and fucking grab him and was like, get your ass over here. Right. Like, what the fuck is your problem?
Like, for real. So,
and then they got an argument in the huddle, and he pushed him or something. Burrow pushed Chase. I do believe they got an argument in the huddle. I know that. I don't know if he actually pushed him or not. I know something happened. An altercation happened in between him in the huddle.
because
Like, bro, that's your quarterback. Your quarterback tells you shut the fuck up and get in the huddle. You're supposed to shut the fuck up and get in the huddle.
It depends
Fuck
on who
that,
your
grown
quarterback
man.
is.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. 'Cause I don't give a lot of people put a whole lot about. Oh, that's your quarterback. That's your quarterback. He leads the team. You gotta understand. At the end of the day, you also still grown men. Like this ain't the military, and that's your commanding officer giving you an order. It's like, nah, these are grown men. Like you can yell, you can talk or whatever. Keep your hands to yourself. Like
Nah, also, I'm gonna say this to that thing. Listen, that man Jamar Chase was being a bitch. Like for real. Joe had every right to tell his ass, "Hey man, shut the fuck up. You costing us the game." But yeah,
That's fine.
don't.
I'm just saying, if
don't
you were
push your
saying that he
hands.
did push him in the huddle, it's like, nah,
I'm not for sure.
that's whatever at that point.
No, be like Shane Falco, grab him by the face mask. Hey, tell his ass to go. Call a timeout and tell his ass to go sit on the sideline. Joe Burrow is the franchise quarterback. He could do that.
And I had to be on the bench because I don't touch me.
Like for real, I mean I feel you, but at the same time, if you gonna go out here and you gonna cost us yardage, you might as well just sit out a couple plays. Be like your homeboy.
In my mind, I'm going, there's never a moment in my life where I think when someone's upset and I want them to calm down that I need to push them. I don't understand that.
But if they need you get your I get
it's
that.
different if you were like pulling someone away from a situation, but like not like being more aggressive to the person who's being upset doesn't make them less upset.
But what I'm talking about, you know what I mean when I say grab your face mask, right? So sometimes you need your guy to grab your face mask and hey, come on, man, focus
And you
up.
better hope we friends. Cause we not cool like that. Don't fucking touch me. So all you did was get him more upset. So what was the?
But anyway, but to the point.
Yeah, he pushed him back to the huddle. Is what he was trying to do.
That's